Hey Jewel fans!
I'm Chris.
And I'm Ronnie from the Jewel Writers Archive.
We were going to talk a little bit about the second season of the show.
Right, so we just debuted the first episode of the second season of Princess Gwenevere and the Jewel Writers.
So that's Morgana.
Morgana, the return of the sorceress.
Yes. So Morgana is the big bad of the second season.
Not Kale.
Not Kale. Kale becomes a little bit of a flunky this time around.
Sad to say.
Yeah, I miss powerful Kale.
She was menacing and she had power.
Yeah.
And now she's like one of the sidekicks. Like she's almost like she's.
So in the previous season, you had episodes like Dreamfields where it would show maybe Kale had some good in her,
right.
And it was a little more nuanced. And nope, she's just a flunky. She's just an evil flunky this time around.
And Morgana even says, "Kale works for me," and then she corrects her, with you.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So there's a constant bickering in the second season between Kale and Morgana.
Basically, who's boss?
Who's the boss?
Who's boss?
It's obviously Morgana.
Well, talking about Morgana, so a little bit of reminiscing here.
Yeah.
When I first saw the episode Morgana, I watched the opening several times.
Why? What about that opening?
Thought it was so dramatic.
The mid-90s CG Darkstone
we were
whirling.
in the mid-90s, so to me it was really cool. I mean, Toy Story had only debuted the year before, so that was really the only example of really good computer animation that we had up until then. Reboot
debuted in 1994.
So do you think that that's on par?
I think it's better than Jewel Riders.
We're just talking about the opening sequence.
Yes.
Anyway, so when I watched it, because what had happened was I was thinking that because the previous week it was Full Circle.
Right.
So I was thinking that the next week was going to be Jewel Quest again. So I didn't wake up on time for Morgana. And
I don't think I never saw Morgana, I think, outside of a recorded copy.
Right, so you never saw it in syndication. So what happened was I woke up a little late and I went to the TV kind of expecting it to be Jewel Quest again. I turn it on and there's like this sequence that I have no idea what it is. Like, I think it was when they were in the Wild Magic after they've just discovered that they have level 2 jewel armor.
Right.
So they're in the Wild Magic and I can't hold them. So I'm like, wait a minute, what is this? And I have no idea what it is. So the first time that I watched the opening of Morgana was from the copy that my grandpa had recorded for me. He pretty much religiously recorded the episodes.
Nice of him.
And it's such a treasure because now we have them, 20 plus years later.
Yeah.
So when I first saw the episode of Morgana, the music, the imagery, the fact that it was a new episode, just everything for me, I loved it. I really did. It brought tears to my eyes. It just made me cry. Well, and then plus when I saw the opening, because the first time I saw the opening was on that video, and when it started out with the opening of the sunstone, it swirls towards you, and then Gwenevere flies out.
That beautiful redone opening of the second season.
So when I first saw that, I remember just being so excited. Like, it really pumped me up as a kid.
It's even today, I think it's really beautiful animation.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I think that the second season is my favorite intro.
I think it's maybe the nicest animation they ever did for the entire show was for that second season intro. Right. Everything is beautifully on model and gorgeous, and there's little details like fingernails on the hearts, on when Tamara's holding the heart.
Well, I think it's also just the dynamics of the animation. The fact that they do with Tamara, it's a turn animation, and
Fallon's
it really
flipping and spinning like an acrobat. It's gorgeous.
It really is. So then I saw Fallon, and then we go into Tamara, and she walks out. She holds up the Heartstone. It's really dramatic, and she turns around and she changes into her armor, and then the babies run on screen, and who else is there? Shadow Song. I remember,
we didn't know his name.
No, we didn't know. I mean, that was the first time that I had seen it. But all I know, I was like, wait a minute. Tamara has
a zebra corn.
Well, I didn't know what it was. It's just Tamara had an animal. She finally had a unicorn. She didn't have to ride on the back of Moondance. For me, that was the highlight. Like, I remember, I think I was practically, like, cheering or clapping. Like, I was so excited.
Funny.
I really was.
You know, I like Shadow Song, but I honestly preferred the Crystal Carriage.
Did you?
I think it just...
With the bear?
I did. I loved that bear.
It is a pretty carriage. Did she even use it in the second season?
I don't think they ever use it in the second season.
It was retired.
I think it's just... I like it because it's a little different. Mm-hmm. They camped in it a couple of times.
It extended out in Badlands.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing was pretty magical.
You know,
it was huge.
I think I just liked it because it's just a different mode of transportation for them. Mm-hmm. So,
but when you're out adventuring through the wild magic, it's a little clunky to have this wagon.
They're so on the go in the second season.
They are.
You know, it just so they. Like we were talking about earlier, they use they can't use the travel tree tunnels anymore. Mm-hmm. They can't contain the Jewel Riders' magic. Right. So they end up having to travel directly through the wild magic, like, that they once got lost in the first season.
Mm-hmm. Because now they're able to navigate it.
Yeah.
And I love that quote from Archie when they're in the wild magic, and it says, "Slow down at once, you're moving beyond our ability to hold you.
You're about to be vaporized."
And he says, "Keep your opinions to yourself, you nuthead." I just, there's some really fun quotes in this series, and I think that just the way that the script was written, I think that that's what captured my attention. Because I will say, unfortunately, the art styling, it suffered in the second season. It wasn't as dynamic. It wasn't as detailed as the first season. The first season
there were definite budget cuts.
There was. Well, either that or just changing, where it was sourced out or the animation department or whatever it might have been.
Do you remember, was it still Hong Ying animation?
I'm not 100%.
Okay.
We'll have to double check.
I have to look that up.
Let's look at the credits. Let's look.
Yeah.
Is it there? Well, there you go.
So another thing about the second season is, along with them flying through the wild magic, they use these creatures to help them find their way, called wild magic gliders.
Which we met in the first season. So a character carried over.
Yeah, but there's way more exposure, and they are the most irritating characters of the show to me.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they have their
moments. I mean, there's some others that are pretty close to irritating.
I was going to say, there's some pretty...
The second season is rife with some slightly irritating characters.
Well, also, they make, one appearance and then they're gone.
Yeah.
The first season, you did have a couple of characters that you only saw once, and then you never saw them again, but it felt like they were good for their episode.
Right. They made sense for that episode.
Right. And it wasn't every episode you met a new character.
Right.
Whereas the second season, as you will discover, you meet, a new character every single episode, and then every single time, that's the last time you're going to see them.
Right. Right. Which is sad. It's sad.
I mean, there are a few reoccurring characters, and they're on their way.
Yeah.
Even maybe a love interest. But, the second season, okay, well, there's also a change in the voice. I don't know if you were able to hear it or not, but Gwenevere is no longer voiced by Kerry Butler.
Right. So, I'm not sure why Kerry left. I want to say, was it because she went to go star in one of the Beauty and the Beast productions?
I think that she was doing
in the 90s. Yeah,
she was, or one of the.
Yeah, so she was. So for those who don't know, Kerry Butler, the original voice of Gwen, was and is a Broadway actress of some renown.
Yeah.
And
you can watch an interview that we were able to meet Kerry in. Well, go ahead and put the link down below. But make sure to watch that. I mean, that gives a little behind-the-scenes information, but she also talks about some of the projects that she's working on right now as well.
Or you can check out, we have some recordings from Revenge of the Darkstone and Full Circle.
And Full Circle as well. Those will be down below too, so make sure to follow those. So you can see the cast interacting. You can see the cast,
including a young Kerry Butler interacting.
It's a fun watch.
It's a great behind-the-scenes video. But, so she left to go pursue some Broadway ambitions, and the actress Jean Louisa Kelly took over voicing the character of Gwenevere. She plays in Mr. Holland's Opus.
She also does television.
Yeah.
So the difference, I think, is also in the styling, where Kerry was very Broadway focused, and she had a lot of background in vocal with singing. Not to say that, because they're both singers.
Yeah,
but
they're both
Kelly,
actually really great singers.
Right.
Yeah.
But Jean Louisa Kelly, she is more with television. They both have albums, they both have music that was released. It's just a difference in style.
It's just a little difference in style. I think Jean Louisa Kelly's voice is slightly higher pitched than Kerry's voice was, or at least the voice that Kerry did for Gwen.
As a child, I never.
That's so interesting that you never noticed, because
Did you see a difference?
I noticed immediately.
Yeah, as a child.
Immediately as a child.
Maybe he was more percent.
I don't know. I was a weird kid. I'm still weird, but
Chris could hear the difference.
I could hear the difference. But you know, you get used to the new voice over the course of the second season,
right.
And she does some good work, especially in the final episodes, and you know, so it's not a good or a bad thing. It's, you know, it's just a different styles thing.
It's a change.
Yeah,
it's year 2.
Yeah. But other than that, all the voice cast stayed the same. You know, Corey Orr is still there playing Kale.
Laura Dean is still Tamara.
Barbara Jean Kearney, and John Beach are all still around.
So everyone is still, your favorites are still all there.
Yeah. You know, so that was great, you know, a nice piece of continuity, of course. What else about the second season?
Well, we have yet to discover some of the second season plot points, so that's going to be coming, and we're going to be releasing those episodes all the way through December, so stay tuned weekly. These will be released weekly to our social media, so they'll be able to be viewed in 3 different audio tracks. So we have the original Princess Gwenevere and the Jewel Riders, then we have the English Starla and the Jewel Riders, and then we have the French Starla and the Jewel Riders.
Yeah, so lots of options to watch however you grew up with, or however you feel like watching it that day.
If it's Gwenevere or if it's Starla, we have you covered.
Yeah, so that's, you know, we're very fortunate to have access to all those vocal tracks.
Right.
So, you know, stay tuned and look forward to it. We're excited to get the second season out to you guys. It's been a year. I mean, a little less than a year since we finished releasing the first season.
Right, because we ended, same thing, it was 13 episodes for the first season, there's going to be 13 episodes in the second season, and it ended around December as well.
Right.
Which was really fun because I'm not sure, maybe, you know that it's season 1 and then there's season 2, but the way that they're listed on the episodes, it says episodes 1 through 26. So it doesn't, it doesn't start over. So then you just think, oh, episode 14 followed episode 13.
Right.
But then we even had, fans commenting, wait, you released 13, you're not releasing 14?
Yeah.
What we're doing is we're releasing them chronologically. So we are going to release them on the original air date. It's now 21 years later because these were released in 1996.
Yeah, so please follow along. We'll be doing 1 per week. What day of the week?
This is on Fridays.
On Fridays, okay. We'll still be doing our major updates on the 10th of the month.
So stay tuned.
Yeah, so keep an eye on the site for that. And other than that, I think that's it.
I think so. So again, make sure to like, subscribe, and tell your friends.
Yeah, and tell us what you remember about the second season down below.
And of course, what are your feelings about if you haven't seen it? Like, what do you look forward to seeing? I mean, we want to know.
If this is your first time watching this, please let us know what you think. We're deeply interested.
We have all sorts of fans, and we appreciate you, and thank you for sharing your memories with us, and just being connected. I love it.
It's been an amazing 2 years of doing the Jewel Riders Archive, and we could not be more pleased. There's new developments on the horizon for the Avalon Web of Magic TV series. You can follow our sister site, the Avalon Archive, run by the amazing Jocksworth, she'll keep you all up to date on that reboot. So, I think that's it.
Yes.
All right. All right, well, stay tuned, guys, and we'll see you later.
And remember...
Friends together.
Friends forever.
All right.
Bye.
By the magic of the Sunstone, you're tuned into the Jewel Riders Archive.